Quarantine. What a better chance to change professions than now. There is this website called New Skills Academy that offers online courses for ridiculous prices, and I bought my fashion design certification online for $25. Now we will find out. Is it worth it? Does it really work? Is it really that good? Are they serious? Let's review the first 5 modules, shall we? I purchased this course in July 2019 for $25, reduced from $299, after seeing some Facebook ads, but I never had the time to sit down and do it. The course has 10 modules and is supposed to take 18 hours to complete. After that, you will receive a certificate so that you can start your career in fashion design. Or so they allege. This is not the only course that New Skills Academy offers. They offer a very wide range of courses in almost every subject there is. And I don't really think that you will ever pay the full price for any of those, because there is always a weird coupon somewhere for very high discounts. Which makes me wonder, how legit is this? But since I want to make my dream of becoming a real certified fashion designer come true, let's do this.
I'm not a fashion designer officially, although I went to fashion school and I completed 3 out of the 4 years required to have a bachelor in fashion design, but I never finished it because of personal reasons.
Even though I have my own fashion label and I've been working with fashion design for almost 20 years, a certification is the thing I need to be taking seriously in this world. Everything is set up now and I have 18 hours of courses to complete and finally make my dream come true of becoming a real fashion designer online during quarantine. Haha, start now. Because this is an introduction part, I will read some of the texts, but I will not do this throughout the whole video, otherwise you will be bored to death. Just bear with me for the first minutes. I don't want to sign to any newsletters. Although I never started it, let's continue the course. Continue course. Course modules. Something. I'm not sure if it was because I was using the full screen mode or what was going on. It was taking a very long time to load and nothing was responding. Very annoying. Nothing's happening. Why? Oh. Introduction to fashion design. Approximately 100 minutes. Let's download the PDF. Everything is very weird. What is happening? I swear to God, I received an email from New Skills Academy that they were apologizing for some logging problems and they were offering 90% discount for some courses. The email disappeared without a trace. I cannot find it anywhere, so if any of you saw this, please send me a screenshot because I am not crazy. I think they recalled it. The only thing I was able to find was this reference to a comment on their Facebook page. The comment is also gone. They were apologizing for some logging problems, and I think this was related to the loading problems that I was having while taking the first module of the course. But hello? Why make this disappear from the face of Earth? God, they're weird. Summary of what will I learn? The first module is an introduction to everything. The daily tasks, the types of fashion design, the skills, and the terminology, and the 5 stages of a fashion cycle. And then they start explaining who fashion design is for. If you enjoy following the hottest design trends and have a passion for clothing and a creative eye, then a career in fashion design might be right up your alley. So I am automatically excluded from this group. I like fashion, but I don't enjoy following the hottest design trends because they're bullshit. Most of the time, they are bullshit. You need to be skilled in something? I did not know that. What is this broken thing? And then comes the most important piece of information that you will ever receive during this 10-module online course to become a fashion designer. Please pause this video, go to the bathroom, clean your ears and come back, because this information needs to be hatched in your brain for eternity. This is your whole belief system from now on. This course is designed to help individuals break into the fashion and design industry and to prepare for a career as a fashion designer. Important! Upon the completion of this course, you will have gained the knowledge necessary to succeed in a career in this highly sought-after profession. This is a very bold statement if you ask me. A very bold statement. Why are the images all broken? Then they started delving into the depths of the meaning of what is fashion design in 119 words. Yes, I checked it. Actually, the concept of fashion design took only 48 of those 119 words, because the rest of those oddly chosen words was used to define who invented fashion design. And when I say odd, they are pretty odd. So who invented fashion design? During that time in the 19th century, fashion standards were copied from royalty, and the local seamstress, seamster by the name of Charles Frederick Worth. Seamster, male form, seamstress. Oh, a seamster is a male seamstress. I did not know that. These modules are minuscule. I cannot stress enough how summarized these topics are. It's a very slippery slope to assume that everything that you read here is everything that you need to learn to be a fashion designer. But the types of fashion design now is like this. It's all the types that you need to know about fashion design. They don't even put that many examples just to fill a little bit the sausage, like we say in Brazil, just stuff that sausage. They don't do that. They just say the utmost necessary, and I don't think this is enough if you're paying full price for this. Wait. The knowledge necessary to succeed in a career in this highly sought after profession, but we will not tell you what. Okay? You have to figure out that on yourself. And then they will go to explain mass market, prêt-à-porter, and haute couture, although I think they missed the mark right there, and there were very weird mistakes. I don't know who proofread this. They even mentioned the rules for clothing to be considered haute couture, but the following guidelines are set forth by the Fédération Françoise de la Couture. Françoise is a name? What? No, wait. Fédération Française. Françoise is a person. It's a person. All of those are Françoises, not Françaises. They are Françaises, probably. Who am I to establish their nationalité? No. This is painful to watch. The Fédération Française de la Couture. That's not even the name of the thing. The real name is Fédération de la Haute Couture et de la Mode, but I guess you could say Fédération Française de la Haute Couture et de la Mode if you're outside of France. But if I were to nitpick all of the typos and weird sentences in this course, we would stay here forever. So I would just jump through and mention only the weird ones, the funny ones. An activity of 25 to 30 minutes. Nah, don't feel like doing that. The activities consist mostly of going out and making weird research either in stores or online on Google, so I jumped through them, but feel free to do it if you want to. I don't want to throw shade on these activities, okay? Be free. And finally, they asked if a fashion design career was the one for me before explaining some fashion terminology as well as the fashion cycle. At the end of that, another activity, and there was an assignment that should take around 30 minutes. I downloaded the worksheet, which contains a few questions that I did work on, but I will talk about the worksheets later. At the end, you will find a summary of a very summarized module, and you can proceed to the next one. I have now my tea and my quarantine look. I really like how blown out this image is, although I have no zoom in this page whatsoever. Module 2, History of Fashion. This was my favorite subject in fashion school. Also approximate 100 minutes. Again, all of the information is summarized in 5 bullet points that I don't think will be discussed in any depth whatsoever. You also learned a few of the duties that a design perform everyday duties. And again, they come with their very odd choice of words. I mean, of course you can bash my English knowledge, but damn! What? This is very weirdly written. Once you have completed this section, you will be equipped with the knowledge necessary to predict fashion trends, create fashions of your own based on centuries past. They explain, showing a few examples of the designs of those eras in very weird cards with very weird choice of fonts and very weird illustrations. Oh, the color black was introduced in the 19th century, which has lasted to this day in the form of suits and tuxedos. They listed several fashion trends of the 20th century until they mentioned a very disturbing fact. Feathers became increasingly popular in the 20th century. Were so popular in clothing that it caused a massive decline in the bird population during that time and never stopped ever since. We are terrible creatures, and we keep killing animals just so that we look good. I would say so because I have a dead bird to put in my head inside of my house that I inherited from my great-grandmother. Yes, I'm very ashamed to admit that, but it's true. I am not even joking. Throwing out was not an option. After 4 generations, you kinda get attached to things for the historic part of the thing, and I like to think that the bird lost its feathers naturally and they were just glued together to put it, but it looks like a wing. I don't want to think that. Anyways, the information there is pretty basic, nothing that you wouldn't already know from reading basic magazines and all, even if you're not that interested in fashion at all. The 40s is when this thrifting thing started. So no, you thrifters out there, you're not a new thing, okay? You're just doing what your great-grandmothers already did because of the war, okay? You're not new stuff, okay? I'm not hating on thrifters, okay? I'm just joking, but I'm terrible at making jokes. That just reminded me that I cleaned my closet a few days ago and that I have a lot of things that I have to repurpose myself. This is mostly focused on women's fashion. Men are just like a tiny little sentence at the end of each sub-module and kind of annoying because, well, men were there, men were wearing things as well. And then it starts talking shit about the 80s, saying that the style was just plain bad. Where am I? Even if this is the writer's opinion, it should not be mentioned here because this is not an article. This is distance learning. It should be neutral. Who wrote this? The 80s were so bad that it's coming back full force this year, by the way. Don't talk shit about the 80s. I will come at you. It finished explaining fashion until the 2000s, citing a few fashion designers, a few technological stuff, some activities right at the end, the worksheet, and that was that. I just completed Module 2 of the fashion design course. Click to tweet. No, I will not. The elements and principles of fashion design. What will I learn? They will talk about the elements, principles, the fashion design styles, market research, and defining your target customer. There are 4 elements of design that you need to understand in depth as a fashion designer. I wonder what depth it is that they mean here, because there is no depth to any of these things that you're explaining to me in these modules. Then they go to explain line, shape, texture, and color. Look, here are examples with a very nice word art underneath. The texture. You know that beautiful 3D doodle dress that I created? Texture is abhorrent. Every time I touch it, I feel like I'm dying because it feels like 1,000 tiny cats scratching my soul. Will they teach me color theory? Color theory is so underrated. This aggravates me. And the color module is just a joy to look at. I'm joking. I wanted to scratch my eyes out. What is this? What is this font? Cool? Dollars. Dollars? Who designed this? Who designed? This is a 90s PowerPoint. My 90s PowerPoints were better than this. Complementary color schemes. They mentioned it. Thank you so much. I'll give it to them. They brought a little bit of color theory in. I love it. I love it. I'm calmer now. No wonder those at the top of the fashion world are so wealthy. The industry sees an annual revenue of more than 20 billion. Thank you for rubbing that on my face. Now the principles of fashion design. Before that there was an activity. Then they go to summarize all of the fashion principles as being balance, proportion, rhythm, emphasis, and harmony. These sound like knockoff Powerpuff Girls.
Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born, using their weird powers. Balance, proportion, rhythm, emphasis, and harmony have dedicated their lives to fighting bad style and the forces of consumerism.
Again, the very poor, proofreading, and oddly written sentences that never fail to amuse me. The first is an asymmetrical balance, which is simply consistency in a garment. An example would be a straight hemline. And the alternative would be an asymmetrical balance, which has been popping up more and more in fashion. Here is symmetrical balance, and here's asymmetrical balance. Proportions. Try to picture a sweater with sleeves that are twice the size of the entire garment. That would not make sense to the outfit. Sophia, please say something. Although they are speaking the truth this time, I found that pretty funny. What is she wearing? It's like an poison ivy belt on a white dress. And they proceed to conclude that when a garment has harmony, everything works together and nothing is distracting about your design. Who chose these fonts? They also talk about fashion styles, 5 to be exact. Western, Western fashion, wait, this sentence. Western fashion includes blue jeans, fringe denim jackets, cowboy boots, and cowboy boots. So wear 2 pairs of cowboy boots with your 4 legs. At this point in the course, you should have a firm grasp on different fashion styles throughout history and today. Do you? Do you now? Designer is always predicting fashion trends. You have to predict all of the fashion trends. If you cannot predict anything, you're not a fashion designer. You cannot predict fashion trends. I'm stepping down into madness at this point. And this is all you will learn about market research and target audience in amazing 302 words. That's it for target customer. Your entire profession success depends on finding who your customer is, and this is fashion market research in these many words. This is what they summarized the most important part of fashion design. Fine. Remember module number 1, where they told me that very important phrase. On the completion of this course, you will have gained the knowledge necessary to succeed in a career in this highly sought after profession. Fine. Download the worksheet. Fine. Next module it is. I just saw here that I have possibility of downloading this certificate. What will happen if I click this button? Please complete the course first. Okay, so that's a good thing. That's a good sign. They are not as weird as I thought they were, because for 25 bucks, you never know what you're dealing with. Summary of what you will learn. Now this is the more creative and practical side of the design. They plan to show you how to create a mood board, the development stages, the sketching, the technical drawings, and the sample stages. Okay, if they say so. What I didn't like about this module is that they give you fixed rules about doing things, especially on the creative sides. It can present you, of course, a technique to make things easier, but it's up to you to decide if it works for you or not. And since they are only presenting one way of doing stuff and not showing other options, it sounds to me as if they're saying, if you don't do it this way, then you're wrong. Sure, your mood board is not cluttered or messy. Whatever floats your boat. You're the designer. If you are okay with clutter and a lot of information, then you go for it. These people trying to manage every single detail of your life, it's insane. And another weird sentence to break my brain. The good things about you is you can physically see and touch every visual reference, which limits the use of your imagination. Is that a good thing, to limit the use of my imagination when I'm creating a mood board? This is the mood board that they chose to go for. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm all for you do you, but the person who designed this thing is... What's with the word art? What are you, 80? Okay, this is more really related to the collection planning as a whole and how to do that. It's again very summarized, not even 10% what goes into the planning and execution of collection. They're very ambitious to tell you that after taking this course, you will be able to be 100% working as a fashion designer after this. I hope you don't expect that. Fashion design illustrations. Now it's where it gets fun. This topic is very fun because it tries to explain to you how to make fashion illustrations without actually illustrating anything or giving any visual examples, except for Taschen mustration. Whoa, these fonts! I need my glasses. Taschen mustration. They also explain very little about technical drawings or flat schematics and their uses, but not how to make them. This module did not make me that angry. I just think it's very summarized for the amount of work that putting a collection together is. Now, module 5, and we are reaching the middle of the course itself. We just have then, after that, 5 more modules and I will be a certified fashion designer. Module 5, and for me the most interesting one because fabrics and yarns and understanding textile fibers, yarns, and fabrics. This is a whole bachelor's degree on itself. What will I be able to do when this finishes? This module goes all around fabric, its properties, terminology, fiber groups, and fabric construction. Wait, come back. Once you have completed this section, you will be able to accurately identify different textiles, fabrics, and fibers. I have been involved with fashion design for almost 20 years. 13 years professionally. Until this day, I have to test and retest each time I try a new thing. And this thing promises me that I will be able to accurately identify different textiles, fabrics, and fibers just by reading a few sentences from the internet. The audacity! By this logic, I'm a doctor now, because I have been watching Grey's Anatomy since its inception. They show us some basic terminology and then explain us how yarns are made. Like for example by spinning. Ah, look at old lady spinning yarn. Very nice. And all the machines that took her jobs, so now she has to sell candy at the traffic lights. They explain the difference between natural and synthetic fibers, how fabrics are made, give us a few notions of technological fibers, but no examples. Antibacterials. Example please? I don't have any. And then the activity, the assignment, and we're done. They told me I would be able to understand all of the fabrics. I am very tired now. I am officially in the middle of the course, which means I would have done approximately 9 hours of studies. I am 3.5 hours in plus 2.5 hours for the worksheets that I downloaded and completed, by the way. That gives me already 6 hours. Yes, I am skipping all of the 20 to 30 minute activities because they're mostly just internet research that I just can type into Google and see a few pictures. Is this cheating? Maybe. Do I need to do them? No. Are they relevant to the learning process? No. No. I am very curious what are the next modules and what they will try to teach us. That's it for the first part. Stay tuned for the second one. I'll punch that like button for more sewing shenanigans and crazy fashion projects. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay safe, wash your hands, and I will see you next week. Bye!